BMW 5 Series 2009 to 2017. Hello everyone! The body made of steel and aluminum is generally resistant to external aggressive environments. Rust is most likely the result of poor quality restoration of the car after an accident, although many owners tend to believe that the F10 paintwork is not the most durable. This opinion can be disputed, but chips and scratches on the body are visible after 1.5 to 2 years, and in this situation perhaps much more goes to the windshield. It is our average introduced for 40,000 to 16,000 kilometers, and noticeable damage is noted already in the first year of life. Moreover, complaints are also received about poor quality pasting. During rain, water enters the cabin. Therefore, it is better to replace standard glass with a high-quality non-original one. It costs an order of magnitude cheaper and retains transparency many times longer. Moisture can also enter the cabin through the rear door seals. It happens that water gets inside the door, spoils the executive electronics of the mechanism, which leads to blocking of the door lock. From moisture and chemicals it goes to the radiators of the engine and air conditioning as well as its aluminum tubes. The most massive gasoline turbo force were by no means without problems. First, both willingly consume oil. Moreover, if the oil waste is more than 500 grams per 1000 kilometers, you must rush to the technical center to replace the oil scraper rings. The Germans changed their design and the muzzleloader decreased. Secondly, on the force prematurely by 18,000 to 110,000 kilometers, the timing chain is stretched. As soon as you feel the first symptoms, change without hesitation. A worn chain can cause engine failure, and this is a very expensive pleasure. 3-liter 6s are more durable, although they suffer from the same ailment to one degree or another. True, they update the accident timing chain, usually after 115,000 to 200,000 kilometers. But for this you have to remove the engine and the operation is quite expensive. Petrol 4.4-liter V8 since 2013 and to 450 horses is also not a gift. It seems that almost all the sources of his younger brothers are colored in this motor. Oil leads up to 3 to 4 liters per 10,000 kilometers. Rings often have to be changed at 16,000 to 19,000 kilometers. And almost simultaneously the first symptoms of timing chain stretching appear. This system for changing the wall timing is also not reliable. In the risk group of all gasoline turbo engines, ignition coils and injection nozzles, fuel pump and superchargers. And the nozzles must be changed with seals, otherwise after 5,000 to 10,000 kilometers they will have to be dismantled again. Surprisingly, the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter R6 has plenty of nasty surprises too. The ignition coils and the starter fail, you will have to periodically change the wall cover gasket and the cover itself. It is taken away due to overheating. There are malfunctions in the system for changing the gas distribution phases. Expensive catalyst fail. Therefore, we advise you to pay attention to turbo diesels, although they are not deprived of congenital deficiencies. At first, due to a defective tender, the timing chain was stretched. In 2012, the malfunction was eliminated, but when buyer asked the seller if the car was subject to a revocable campaign for a free replacement of the shoe. Diesels in car younger than 2012 are absolutely reliable and quite durable. Only by 110,000 to 200,000 kilometers it may be necessary to replace injection nozzles, a booster fuel pump and a turbocharger, as well as periodically clean the intake manifolds oil flaps. Gearboxes are generally reliable. Mechanics on the 5 are extremely rare here. The vast majority of used V10s are versions with an 8-speed ZF automatic. The automatic transmission has proven to be reliable and flexible, although isolated cases of breakdown still occur. The unit is considered maintenance-free, but our masters recommend changing the oil every 18,000 to 100,000 kilometers. In addition to the traditional rear-wheel drive, the 5 can record the X-drive transmission as it advances. It was installed on all modifications except for the base 520i and 518d. 4-wheel drive gives confidence on a slippery road, but sometimes it also brings disappointment. The expensive transfer case, front and rear gearboxes fail. And that's not counting the smaller breakdowns. Clutch drives and support paths of both gearboxes, properly shaft and outboard bearing. In general, here how lucky. But the reliability of the suspension directly depends on the driving style. After all, people don't drive slowly on BMWs, they fly on them, not noticing small and large irregularities. The first to be asked to rest in the strut and bushing of the stabilizer, the silent block on the front lever, the steering tips with rows than the wheel bearings. But all these breakdowns can be cute and often for quite sane money. Another thing is if you have a hipped 5 with an adaptive suspension, variable damping control, full control charts, active stabilizers and steering. In a used version, such a machine, to put it mildly, is very expensive. The complexity of the design was reflected in the electrical equipment. Over time, multimedia and climate control begin to fail. All kinds of electrical adjustments fail. For example, seats of windows, trunk, lids, or mirrors. All kinds of electronic units and modules fail. Advanced passive and active security systems. And keyless entry refuses to recognize the electronic key. So, don't be tempted to buy a used BMW with as many options as possible, even if this copy is given at a very attractive price. The fact is that all these electronic devices negatively affect the overall reliability on the 5. And the older the car, the more problems pop up during operation. If you have had such a module, share information about what and how it breaks in the comments.